It is early morning in Ibaraki Prefecture. Just northeast of Tokyo, millions of people are asleep. The streets are quiet, until a violent shift in the earth breaks the silence. This seismograph reading shows exactly what happened next. Deep underground, a magnitude 5.9 rupture tears through the rock, causing an immediate, massive spike in kinetic energy. Within minutes, international broadcast graphics look like this, featuring cracked earth, exposed magma, and bold warnings declaring Japan shaken. That imagery implies total devastation, but on the ground, the reality is different. A 5.9 magnitude tremor is powerful enough to knock items off shelves and rattle buildings, but modern Japanese infrastructure is designed specifically to withstand this exact level of stress. Even so, the danger hasn't completely passed. Authorities immediately place the region on high alert, because the initial earthquake is rarely an isolated event. In Japanese seismology, when the ground stops moving for the first time, the true threat protocol is just getting started. The magnitude scale is exponential. A 5.9 releases a substantial amount of geological energy, but it remains a fraction of the power unleashed by the megaquakes that make global history. Because of that mathematical threshold, the dense clusters of skyscrapers and apartment buildings across the country are engineered to sway, safely dissipating the exact amount of kinetic energy of 5.9 delivers. This map of the Japanese archipelago shows why this engineering is necessary. Ibaraki sits directly above converging major tectonic plates. Over time, years of slow grinding between massive slabs of rock builds immense underground pressure. The fault line catches, locks, and stores that energy. Eventually, the rock gives way. A 5.9 rupture here is a mathematical certainty within such a high-tension tectonic zone, which brings us back to the high alert. Scientists issue these warnings based on the mechanics of stress transfer. Look at this cross-section of a fault line. When the initial 5.9 rupture happens, it successfully relieves the built-up tension at the exact epicenter, but it forcefully displaces that kinetic energy outward along the fault line. That escaping energy has nowhere to go but forward, jamming directly into adjacent, unruptured segments of rock. The pressure drops at the epicenter, but spikes severely at these newly stressed boundaries. These highly pressurized edges become prime breeding grounds for secondary ruptures. This is why seismologists state with high confidence that aftershocks are likely. The physical stakes are high. A secondary quake can strike a building whose structure was silently compromised by the first shock, bringing it down entirely. Aftershocks are direct, calculated consequences of a fault line violently seeking a new physical equilibrium. Back in Ibaraki, the residents processing the early morning tremor understands this sequence. A high alert status does not result in panic. Instead, it triggers organized, systematic safety drills executed by a practiced population. This response is guided by Japan's national early warning infrastructure, which pushes instant alerts to mobile phones seconds before an aftershock hits. While international news graphics prioritize destruction and drama, the reality on the ground is a calm, managed process. True resilience means engineering a society where the inevitable aftershocks are met with routine precision, allowing life to continue even when the ground shifts.